At SIG, we produce packaging material and packaging equipment, and we do that for beverage cartons, spouted pouches, and bag-in-a-box packaging. The first reason why we pack food is actually that we can get it to consumers, because consumers need to be fed with nutritious food, and they don't always live next to a farm. So the role of packaging is very important to avoid food waste and to make sure that the food is available for the consumers. Then we want that food to be available in an affordable manner as well. So the role of packaging is also very much in affordability. And for that, resilient food chains are very important. And the collaboration between farmers, producers, packers and the distribution network is very well done in Europe, and we also need to maintain that. Now at the same time we also want to improve it, of course, because we learn as we go and we want to decarbonize. Why is that important? We all look at the environment around us, we see the impact that CO2 has on the temperature that rises, and we have agreed with each other in the Paris Agreement that we want to keep that temperature rising as low as possible. And in the CO2 footprint, we also want to then decarbonize, to bring the CO2 footprint down. How do we do that? We do that again by less food waste. So our equipment is really designed to work with the least waste possible, to use the least resources, so the least energy, the least water, while we are packing the food. And then the packaging material itself should be as lowest in weight, as easy to transport, and weight is important for that, but for lightweight packaging like carton and spouted pouches, it's also very efficient to distribute through the chain. So that way we reduce the CO2 footprint of the packaging going to the consumer, and we measure that as well with a life cycle assessment where we measure the CO2 footprint across the entire value chain. And every day we work to make this performance even better. And so we were one of the first companies who have been able to take aluminum out of our packaging. And that was already 10 years ago, but it was with a limited amount of products. And now over the past years, we've been able to make aluminum-free packaging available for all foods that can be packed. So that's really a great achievement, and it takes out a lot of CO2 because the production of aluminum is very CO2 intense. So a regular pack compared to a pack without aluminum reduces the CO2 footprint with almost 25%. So that is significant. Now the second step to this is that we say we can take aluminum out. We could actually make our packaging fully produced from renewable materials. And we call that regenerative packaging, because we say if all of our materials are renewable, we can actually grow them again. So the paper comes from forests, from trees that you can grow again and that we do grow again, so we monitor that already. But also the polymers, the plastic layer that we use, they also come from polymers that are linked to these biomaterials, biopolymers, and so they also grow again. And that way we reduce our footprint even further, and we don't use any resources from nature that cannot be repleted again.